Hi survivors, it's me, Represent, reporting to you. Hope you guys are doing well because apparently what's going on in this world, in particularly this country, is not. I told you guys I was going to go over some things with you in regards to how to survive a nuclear attack or what to do in the case of a nuclear attack. I'm going to go over it as briefly as I can because as you guys know, I have a heightened sense of urgency and I'm doing all that I can possibly do to get myself prepared as well. Do not take this stuff lightly. Do not ignore it. We see what these people are capable of. So far, everything that they have been doing to me are acts and crimes against humanity, allegedly, and I would not be surprised, y'all, if something like this were to occur. You see so many people discussing, y'all. If you see a lot of people talking about something, do not ignore it, especially people in the prepping community. A lot of people have a spirit of discernment. They can see things before it happened, feel things before it happened. I know I'm one of them people. I know I feel things, and I'm telling you, and my feelings never steer me wrong. Not saying that this will happen. I don't know. All of this is allegedly. All of this is my viewpoints, but I do feel something very, very strong. And as we can see, in the last couple of years, all kinds of things been happening that we would have never expected in our lifetime. So let's just go over it. Now, the abbreviations for ARS. ARS, this is something that you need to get used to. It's acute radiation syndrome. And you guys, y'all do y'all due diligence as well. Y'all study as well. Don't just listen to these kinds of videos. You know, take it upon yourself to do your study and gain as much knowledge as you possibly can. You listen to everybody else's different perspective and what they have to say in regards to surviving something like a nuclear attack, and you Google and you do your research and your extensive research and gain as much information as you possibly can. That's what I do. First of all, in the case of a nuclear event, these are some nuclear attack. These are some steps to take. If you are outside, get inside immediately. If you're near a building, get in that building and get away from those windows, get away from those doors, go to like a center area, preferably like a hallway or something like that where there's no windows and there's no doors. You want to get inside, you want to stay inside. If you are at your home, you know, I'm telling everybody now, y'all get plastic. I got plastic at the beginning of before the pandemic in 2020 because I was looking at this channel and they were saying how you want to plastic up a room or plastic up windows to keep the illness from coming out, and just in case there's a loved one that comes in or a loved one is sick, you have that particular area plastic off. Now, in the case of a nuclear attack, I would say start measuring your windows for plastic now. You know what I mean? So that way you already have the plastic laid out, you have your thumbtacks or your nails and your hammer on site. Some people use duct tape, you know, but me, I would like it really secured. I would use a duct tape and some nails and hammer and make sure that you can plastic off those areas. If you have like one of those little window AC units, you might want to take it out and you might want to plastic that area as well. You don't want anything from outside being able, like the air or anything like that, being able to seep into your house. Anyway, you get inside your house, you stay inside. Or if you're in a building, you get in that building, you go in the hallways, get away from the doors and the windows. And the same thing with your home. You get away from the windows and you get away from the doors, preferably the hallways. And then you want to, if you're at home, you want to seal the windows off immediately with plastic and your doors immediately with plastic unless you're expecting someone else to come home, and we'll go through those steps as well. The deeper and lower you are, the better chances you have of surviving. So that means like if you have a basement, a lower area to your house, what's those things they have in like one of those tornado shelter things that those people have? I can't think of the name of it. But anything like that, if you are in a building, you want to go down to the lower area, like the parking garage, you know, and you want to get down. The next step is Avoid touching your eyes, avoid touching your mouth, and avoid touching your nose if you've been outside and this a nuclear attack have occurred. Wear a mask. Try to have your mouth covered, your mouth, your ears, your nose, and your eyes covered with a cloth. I suggest getting goggles. I have goggles, so you guys can, have your eyes covered. These are areas where illnesses enter into, and any type of exposure can enter into. I know at the beginning of the before the pandemic occurred, allegedly there was a lady who's in the health profession. I gotta be careful with my words. And she was saying to people how you have to make sure, because certain things can get into your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your ears. So I would suggest getting things like earplugs, goggles, things to cover up those areas. Also, your clothes will be contaminated. So you want to immediately get rid of those clothes, get those clothes off if you home when you get home. Before you even go inside of your house, you take those clothes off. Take them off. You do not want to bring that inside of your home. When you get inside your house, it's important to immediately take a shower. Immediately take a shower. Try to wipe down yourself as much as you possibly can before you take that shower to prevent any possible exposure getting to your eyes, your ears, your mouth, and things of that nature, and other, private areas on your body. And then you don't want to scrub so hard. You want to use like regular soap, nothing like with all these different chemicals in there. You don't want to scrub too hard just in case you've been exposed. You don't want to scrub that stuff into your skin. So you want to rinse thoroughly, and then, start soaping yourself to get rid of any contamination. If you have any pets, you want to wash your pets as well and bring them in the house immediately. A surface blast, it leaves tons of residue into the atmosphere. And then also the wind can blow this like miles and miles and miles away. So you have to be careful if you outside and a nuclear attack occur. This can be very, very, very dangerous. I know in Texas we have ditches. And in some of our ditches, it's back in the day, we used to have those deep ditches. I used to sleep in those ditches too. And they would have it would be like, I forgot what those things are in the ditches. But anyway, you could crawl into, it's like a little tunnel. And you could crawl inside. If you guys are in areas and y'all still have those things, I would suggest that if you are outside in the case of a nuclear attack and you cannot get indoors anywhere. Also, I said wash your pets. Yeah, the particles and residue from these types of blasts can create cell damages and also cancer if they don't eradicate that person instantly, right then on the spot. So you want to prevent from being contaminated with any of this residue at all. Now, the aftershock waves, it passes. After shock waves passes, after the shock wave passes, you need to be in before it gets to you. This is something that's very, very, very important. Now, the highest radiation levels comes with the fallout. You may only have 10 minutes to find shelter, after the fallout. That's after the initial blast. Like I said, you want to hurry up and find shelter immediately. I took down a lot of notes. And then when you're home, like I said, you want to close your windows, lock your doors, lock your windows, turn off all fans instantly. Turn off the ceiling fan. If you have a box fan, turn it off. If you have one of those AC units in the wall, turn it off and cover it up with plastic right away. Any and all airway entry points at your home or your building or the buildings. Windows. That's why you have to stay away from these windows. They can also shatter after a nuclear blast. You want to seal off a room, like I was saying earlier, in your home for those who haven't made it home yet, that have to come home, for them to come inside. Before they even come inside the front door, you as well need to take off your shoes, take off socks, take off everything, and put that stuff into a trash bag. Have some trash bags and stuff like on your porch or in your or outside your garage. Try to prevent from even coming into the house if you still have those clothes on or anything like that. You put them in a trash bag, you tie up that trash bag, and you discard that immediately. Stay away from it. Wash your hair, of course, while you're taking your shower, but make sure your eyes are closed to prevent from getting any type of contamination inside of your eyes. If you're in a building, when this occurs, get in the center of the building, the basement preferably, the lower areas in the hallways, and you want to stay in for days, if not weeks. This is very important, especially the first 24 hours is very severe. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to go outside, really, to be honest with you, for 2 weeks. Really. I know if you look outside your door and if you're seeing ash and stuff on the ground, you're in a highly, highly severe area. You don't want to go out. You just don't want to go out. You want to wait at least 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, radiation levels will be at their highest the first couple of hours and days. Cell towers would be instantly destroyed. Cell phones would be out of there, and as well as any other electric devices. Listen to emergency radios for more information. If you don't have emergency radios, you need to get some radios. You need to get like a hand crank radio. You need to get a battery operated radio, and things of that nature. You need to keep your shoes outside your home. Like I said, strip off your clothes and any other outer layers. Women, this also includes your purse. If you are outside doing a nuclear attack, you do not want to bring your purse inside of your house. All that stuff needs to be wiped down or whatever before it comes inside your home. Avoid over scrubbing. I already talked about that. Blow your nose. Wipe your eyelashes with a clean, wet cloth. Rinse your mouth. Don't swallow. Rinse. If anyone have been exposed and if they're vomiting, they could possibly have acute radiation poison, which is initials ARP. You want to bring your preps to the middle of your home, like your hallways or in the basement. You don't want to be by the doors and by the windows. Don't use the public water system. I already tell y'all about that now. You do not want to use your faucets. You do not, even when you're taking your bath and shower, be careful about getting that water in your eyes or in your mouth. Don't eat any food from outside. Matter of fact, you don't want nothing from outside. You just don't want anything from outside. The first 24 hours are very deadly. After 2 weeks, most of the fallout of radiation has dispersed, meaning it has gone away. Well, not all the way away, but it's a little bit more safer. And if you and your family want to vacate or go somewhere to another area, you might be safe at that point to do so. Just make sure the areas you're going, y'all have a plan A, B, and C, that it's not in the direction of the wind blowing from the initial area that's been contaminated. That's important because that stuff can blow far, far, far distances. So if it's blowing north, you might want to go south, or east or west, or the opposite direction. Be careful before leaving your area. You want to stay locked down as long as you possibly can. These are some things that you will need. You will need a radiation suit. You need the NBC or the CBRN gas mask and filter. You need a new map calculator to determine if it's safe or when it's safe to leave your area. You need potassium iodide tablets. Like I told you guys, I have Iosat. I ordered them on Amazon. You want to check to see which way the wind is blowing. We already talked about that. Stay inside as long as possible. Stay in at least 3 days, but I'll say at least a couple of weeks. Anything planted in the ground, it's not edible. So, that's why I told y'all start growing vegetables inside your house. Because if you have a garden or something like that, and which is very understandable, like we all should be really focusing on having gardens. In the case of a nuclear attack, that food is not going to be edible. It's just not. Don't burn any firewood that was outside. It's also contaminated. Treat the whole outside area as poison. You want to thoroughly clean your car immediately, not immediately after the blast, but you know, after a couple of weeks or whatever. But you really want to be careful with that as well. You know, you really, really do. You want to like probably hose it from a distance. You know, don't use the public water. As I said, only use the water that you have stored up. That's why it's important for you to store a lot of water. You know, I can't iterate this enough, you guys. Fill up those containers. If you have time to get you some 40-gallon barrels, I have plenty of those in Texas. You know, you may want to try to get that stuff now. And if you're not by body of water, and even in the case of a nuclear attack, you don't want to get to that water. If it's outside water, it's not going to be any good. So you need to, today, right now, start storing a lot of water. Don't eat any seafood, any animals, veggies from the store, anything. Just from your preps. That's going to be the only food that's going to be safe. You might want to have somebody after a couple of weeks later come wash down your home. All the stuff in the yard, you know what I mean? You just want to try to get things as clean as possible when surviving this. Radiation poison might be one of the worst ways to die. Truly it is. Potassium iodide tablets can block the thyroid's absorption. These pills can be crushed and mixed with liquids. Wear your protective clothing. And sometimes, you guys, you can make your own radiation suits, but I always say, I'm not suggesting that. You know, if you can't preferably buy you one, but I know I have thick plastic, but you got to make sure it's the type of suit that's protected from radiation. So make sure you get what you need. That's why I say, Doc, it's more to prepping just food and water. It really truly is. This is some of the things, y'all, I would be focusing on getting now. The radiation suit, your iodide, your potassium iodide tablets, your MBC or CMBC or your CBRN gas mask and filter. Those are some things I would be really focused on getting, and storing a lot of water and food. But a whole lot of water. I mean a whole lot of water. I hope I didn't go too fast where I missed out on anything. But this is the basic, y'all. But it's still a whole lot more to know. And I'm going to do more studying myself. I hope these basic instructions help you. And we got to get busy. I don't put anything past these people. I don't, I just feel something in my spirit, y'all. And I hope this don't be the case. I hope this don't be the case. But I have learned, once you're more prepared and you're knowledgeable of what you're facing, it's a big chance that you can survive it. So I wish everybody the best, y'all. I already informed y'all that I have to get prepared myself. I will be releasing the videos out of my library. They are survivalism videos. Y'all gonna have to get me like a week or so, because I have to get prepared as well. I wish you all the best. For those of you who are looking for land, I do have land for sale in Texas. And if you're looking for land in whatever area in the United States, you can email me at purposeann@gmail.com. I can assist you in finding land. I do have some bug out locations in Texas of those of you who are interested in bugging out. These are safe locations way away from the cities, way far out in wooded areas, and they're surrounded by lakes and lakes of water. If you're interested in you and your family bug out, a place to bug out, you can also email me at purposeann@gmail.com. Actually, I already have that already set up on my website. The links will be in the description box. If you need things to keep you warm during this winter and ways to be able to cook, I have some little economically feasible items to assist you also on my website. You guys, make sure that you have your blankets and your coats and stuff as well, y'all. We about to have another deadly storm come tomorrow. It's going to be freezing. It's going to be, I think the Weatherman Plus say some tornadoes, but y'all go to Weatherman Plus and look at that last video. So make sure you have some extra socks, some extra coats and blankets and things of that nature, y'all. Because one thing I learned about these people, they would try to catch you when you're most vulnerable. And right now we're still dealing with winter. And we might have to be dealing with long time grid down situations. I'm prepared, and I hope you are too. Follow me also on all of my other platforms. Links will be in the description. And also for survivalism classes every week on my Patreon. I teach people how to get land, how to get grants to get land, and all other different types of ways of surviving. Y'all watch this world, watch the weather, smell your water, purify your water before you use it. Keep surviving. If there's anything that I missed, you guys, that you're knowledgeable of, that I may have missed in this video, please put it in the comment section, y'all. Share your comments, your thoughts, and your views. And let's help one another. Let's build. This is all of our platform. I'm just a spokesperson. You guys can be telling me something in the comments that might can help me as well and other people. And keep surviving.